Good morning, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to address you all today by video. Now, while we have seen some very significant social shifts over the past few decades, I think you will all agree that the sport world still has a very long way to go before we can truly say that we have gender equality. The World Economic Forum has estimated that it will take 135.6 years to close the gender gap. This is not just a very disappointing statistic, but it's also a very depressing one for women in many parts of the world. I've definitely found that the slow pace of change and progress for women in sport frustrating, and it seems that the issues that we were discussing a decade ago are still on the table today. In the sports world, we talk a great deal about female allyship and about the need for women in decision-making positions to send the elevator back down for other women. In fact, former U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright once said that there was a special place in hell for women who don't help other women. But how can we have more women join the top ranks of sport if there aren't enough of us to show the way? Let's face it, it's more encouraging to be an active participant in a decision-making process when you're not the only woman at the table, which is why I believe that seeing women in governance positions encourages more female candidates to come forward. I've definitely benefited from the counsel and the unconditional support of many strong women in my professional entourage and also in my private life. But I've also been very fortunate in my career to have been mentored by a wonderful man, the late Jacques Buchmann, or Jackie, as he was known to all of us at the FEI. Now, Jackie was a prominent Belgian politician. He was also town mayor, and at the time that I knew him, he was president of the Belgian Equestrian Federation. One of Jackie's most important pieces of advice was, listen carefully. And I've definitely taken this to heart and always tried to listen to what is being said, and probably more importantly, to what is not being said. This has helped me enormously, especially in times of crisis and during negotiation. It's a powerful lesson for life and work, which is critical for leadership. Jackie was actually the person who first brought up the idea of me becoming Secretary General of the FEI, and he really advocated on my behalf, even behind closed doors. I tell you this because all too often we don't consider men to be part of the solution, but the root of the problems of gender equality in our industry. But men are the missing link in our quest for gender equality in sport. And this is why I believe that we should also be asking the question, how do we engage men to put forward female candidates for decision-making positions in a way that comes naturally to them? It's a no-brainer that gender parity and a general culture of inclusivity do lead to stronger governance structures and better solving abilities. Studies have shown that businesses with at least 30% of women in leadership roles are 12 times more likely to excel financially. So just imagine what sports organizations could achieve if there were more women in leadership positions. I also truly believe that the onus is on each and every one of us to fight for gender equality in our workplaces and for organizations to actively create the space to challenge our thinking on widely held biases that we may have about gender. I hope that this conference this week will encourage you to take some of the learnings and apply them in your everyday work. It really is time to take action so that we don't spend the next decades simply hashing out and discussing the same issues over and over again. I think we can all agree that gender equality is a mindset. And this mindset is created when we all decide to make changes, even small changes, that will help break the cycle of gender inequality in the long run. So I thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the conference.